I was out and about and I found somebody who was involved in the Miss America pageant. And so without further ado, I will let her introduce herself.
I'm Sunshine Sherry, and I won the award for Ms Congeniality in the Miss America pageant in Washington State. And that was a long time ago, like 1971, over 50 years ago, but it still impacts me today.
Very nice to have you here. And for our show, I've got a few questions that I got. How do you prep for Miss America, for the Miss America pageant?
You could not wear rollers in your hair out in public. You always had to look nice when you went out in public. You couldn't have runs in your nylons. So there was a little bit of pressure. And my talent was playing my guitar. I had a long country dress. It was an original song from scripture that I had written, and I was the first on the program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I felt very privileged to have that honor. I was part of a talent show in my junior college up in Midway Community College. One then went to finals and I placed third. I placed first in the first talent. So about a week later, I get this phone call and I'm talking to the person and they say, we would like to have you be a part of the Miss America pageant. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry, you have the wrong number, and hung up on them. Well, the first one was, of course, hanging up on the talent director. Oh, because when, I forgot about telling you, but when I called her back, I said, yes, I'll do it. And she basically told me when I hung up, she called me back and she said, don't hang up. I am a talent scout and I was in the audience and I heard you sing and feel like you'd be a good contestant. I went, oh, okay.
So there's really talent scouts out there.
There really are.
Okay, was she in disguise, or did you know?
No, I had no, and I just was doing the talent at our junior college, you know, so it was a community college, yeah. So fast forward, I asked her if I could please talk to my folks first, and she agreed, but she said she needed to hear in a week. When I called my dad, he said, Sherry, you are old enough to make your own decisions, because I was 27 at the time. Did not realize that I would then be aged out, because 28 is for that, at that time, for that area. So I said, well, Dad, I know, but I just really want to know. I want some counsel from you folks. So about 15 minutes, he calls me back and he said, well, your mother agrees with me that you are old enough to make your own decisions. And I said, okay, but he said, but your mother thinks, because I was ready to do a mission trip, and it was within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we feel like you can always go on a mission trip, but you can't always be in the Miss America pageant. So we think you need to do it. And your mother thinks, and here comes the kick, that it will improve your poise.
Oh, yeah. I'll make her stand up straighter, right?
Right, and
put
walk
the book
properly.
on the head.
Right.
Do you really put the book on your head to practice?
No. It said, how does a contestant win the Ms Congeniality Award in the Miss America pageant? It is one of the most sought after awards of any in the pageant, because this award is voted on by the contestants based on who they believe has been the kindest, most generous, and gracious contestant known by her peers throughout the pageant. One who has these qualities of being friendly, helpful, genuine, outstanding contestant is given the congeniality as an award by the harshest of judges of all, the other contestants. I had just got my little red convertible, had only paid $600, and I was so proud of it. I was driving down the freeway and boom! The engine blew up on me. And I went, no, 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 no. How am I going to get to all the places that we have to go to? Because we had to be someplace every day to represent our sponsors. And I thought, okay, there's 14 other contestants. I'll just call a different one each day. That was going to be used in where God wanted me to be, because these girls, all of them were younger than me, and so they were telling me how they were feeling, like maybe they weren't feeling pretty enough or they weren't feeling talented enough. And I went, what? Are you serious? You're my competition, you're gorgeous. So anyway, that happened during that time.
But I could make the Miss American pageant, right?
Mm-hmm. In preparation, you had to learn how to sit. So you,
okay, how do you sit?
All right, you don't sit like this, where your legs are open, unless, you know, because if you've got a short skirt on,
yeah,
that's going to reveal things you don't want to have revealed.
No showing underwear.
No, I'm sorry. I know they do now, but not this time. Okay. So then what you do is you take your, if you're sitting and you're moving to the left, you take your left foot out, put your right foot underneath, and pull your left foot back.
Oh, okay. So
you're putting it out.
Put your knee to sit. You put
your left foot out. If you're going to go to the left.
Left.
So your left foot out.
Left foot out.
Put your right foot underneath it.
Underneath.
And then pull your left foot back.
And then pull back.
Right.
And that's how you sit?
Yes. So you sit at an angle, and this looks really nice when you're sitting on the stage. Okay. So let's practice with the right side. So you're going to go to the right. So you're going to put your right foot out. Put your left foot underneath and pull your right foot back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you pull it a little bit to the side, Angela. Just, yeah.
Like that side?
There, there you go.
Oh.
So it's like a painting or a drawing, like you were telling me, where it flows up and back and up and then to where your head is. And one of the things is, good job, Angela.
I know, now I'm watching. Okay, practice the lower half first, and then we'll work on the upper half.
Right, there you go. And then you learned how to stand straight and walk. Take your left hand so they can see it on camera, and try to get it in between your back and the wall. So anyway, you stand against the wall, and you press your back and your head against the wall, and then you take your hand and you put it at your waist and see if you can push hard enough that your hand you can't get through. And if there's a great big gap, now you know that you've got a lot of work to do, and you need to do that on a regular basis. And your head up. But when you walk, you're going to walk on a straight line. So now when I walk downtown or I walk around my apartments, I notice the lines in the sidewalk, and I will purposely practice on that line. And what you're doing is you're putting one foot in front of the others, and it is hard to walk straight. Yes.
Ooh.
Yep.
Curve walking.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, but you do
it. Curve walking. Yeah. Okay.
Right, but you don't
practice.
Right. But you don't have to put one toe, you know, just right in front. You can be more loose with it. But it is amazing. But then what do you do with your hands? And so you're looking like you have a string pulling from the top of your head. But when you come up to a corner and you're going to turn to go on stage or whatever, so you're coming out from behind the stage and you're being announced and you're walking out, but you want to then turn to go to the audience.
You look towards the screen where you see me on screen. Is that what's
yes,
the amazing
yes,
thing that happens?
Yeah, that's very
because I'm having trouble breathing.
Nice and straight, head up. And you're going to go walk, 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 put your weight on that foot and turn. And now you're going to go then step out with that left foot. There you go. Very good, girl, for the first time. That looks really good. But it's amazing working on that and putting your shoulders back, how it really, then when you walk away from the wall, how it really helps you to stand straight. And you look taller, you look more beautiful because you're, you know, and it shows your confidence. All right, so you can pull out your skirt. Yes, there you go. Now we're going to show you how to do a curtsy. And sometimes that's necessary. I'll do it off camera while you're demonstrating for our audience.
We'll roll the shoulders back.
Right, so you have your shoulders back, your tummy pulled in, and you do it to the place of seeing that you can't get your hand in between at your waist, between the waist and the wall.
Okay, but you're pressing with your back flat against the wall.
Right, but you're actually using your stomach muscles, which is good because that strengthens your core muscles, which helps you too with your posture. And so those are two of the exercises they had us practice. Make sure you get your rest and drink your water, which mine's over on the table, and eat nutritiously, not a bunch of junk food, because that really does affect your skin complexion and how you feel, whether you're thinking clearly. So those are just, just some natural things. And keeping yourself exercised.
How did you feel up on stage looking out to the crowd? I mean, stage fright.
That you are hit with that, and a lot of it is just excitement because you realize, that you're under the scrutiny of the 5 judges that are down in the orchestra pit. But what was amazing, and so once I got on stage, I couldn't see the audience, except for the judges, and so it was like, it didn't scare me. Just relax. Unless you're home.
Kind of like, okay, make sure it's all fluffed up and there's no wrinkles.
Yes, all of that.
Yeah, there's no wrinkles, fluff up the face, okay, we're good.
I had so eliminated myself of really being able to be anything other than maybe win the talent award, but I definitely was eliminating myself from the Ms Congenuality award because I felt that there were at least 3 other women that were prettier than me, had a better personality, and definitely were more talented. So when we lined up, they announced my name. I was standing in the back row, and I had so eliminated myself in my mind, I didn't even hear my name announced. And the gal next to me, she said, "Sherry, that's you." And I went, "What?" And they had to announce it again and then push me forward. And so came out, I was like, ha, I can't believe this. So when they awarded it to me, I felt so humbled because this award is actually even better than receiving the town award, which was Burien, and most people don't know where that's at, so I just say the state of Washington. But you're only doing that in front of 5 judges at very specific times when you're on your best behavior. But the Ms Congenuality Award is actually awarded from the women picking a person from among themselves. It was funny, I was wearing my tiara in a bank and a gentleman complimented me on it. He was in the next line. And he said, "So, is it your birthday?" And I said, "No. I really have used it to fight depression, to be honest with you, because when I'm not feeling good, I put it on and go out and give free smiles away, no extra charge." So we were still visiting a little bit, and I said, "Well, and besides, I was Ms Congenuality in the Miss America pageant at Washington State." He said, "Huh, what is that? What's Miss Congenuality?" And for the first time, I thought, I don't know, but I guess someone that's kind and helpful and congenial. And so, congenial, And so when I was just curious and wanted to look up of what the pageant, the Miss America pageant describes it, there is physical beauty and bearing, but usually is determined by that gal or woman who they regard as the most pleasant or kind present. And I had worked very hard, and I wanted the title of Miss Washington so I could compete in Miss America, and I had the aspiration of using that platform to acknowledge and honor the Lord that I serve. And yet Papa God had something far greater in mind. And so, yeah, I just felt very honored to receive that, because I saw how by my engine blowing up and being with those girls, all of those different girls that I was, that it really was God's will in my life. And that's how I can see that even my car breaking down was a blessing in disguise. I just had to jump over the obstacle and get to the blessing on the other side. So, yeah.
So it sounds like the obstacle is like inside your fear.
It is.
Kind of like, oh, I'm I'm holding myself back, but gosh darn it, give me a moment. Hold on. I need to powder my nose, bathroom break.
But you're going to swing it behind your behind and come back, okay? So you're actually doing it like you're walking this way. There you go. But again, loosen up, you're too stiff. And that's okay, you'll get it, because it does take practice.
I poofed.
Okay, that's good. That's good for a first try, okay? And you will. Those are things that you can do for the dress. Oh, and the other thing I learned, which is really cool, and I don't know if you can demonstrate it or not, Angela. I think those are the main things, because you want to look nice when you're walking on stage and look tall and lean, and when you do that, you look confident, and that is really important. In fact, not be afraid, because there's the stage question that comes to you, and you only have, I think, like 30 seconds to do that. And with the judges, it's around 10 minutes. Well, then after you've done your walk, your stage walk, very good. All right. So,
well, I want to thank you so much for coming out and being my guest.
You are most welcome. You're welcome. This has been really fun, Angela. I've had fun with it.
Everybody here, thank you for watching.
Bye-bye for now.
A ghost, yeah.
A ghost? That was a ghost. Cool.
Kyle, I've got to hand it to you. I've got to hand it to you.
I'm going to do just... Joe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.